Michael was a different level, man. He's a different level of competitiveness, just sheer will to win. He changed the game. He changed the game. I mean, not just in one aspect, in many aspects, every aspect of the game, he changed it. I played against some of the greatest players in the history of this game. Michael Jordan was one of those guys that lifted my ability to the next level. We enjoyed the competition with one another. We played very hard and fiercely against one another, but it was like you had two gentlemen going head to head. Michael Jordan and I wasn't just coming down the court getting dunks at the dunks. We found creative ways to score. I can't tell you the fun and the pleasure I had to play against him. You know, and Michael and I, we never really talked about those games. It was kind of an unspoken thing between us. You know, the respect level that we had was at a different level. I think I had a great game in Atlanta, and I remember going to Chicago. Michael walks into our locker room, and we're still in suit and tie. We haven't gotten dressed yet, and he walks in our locker room, suit and tie, and I was like, what are you doing coming in our locker room? And I ain't gonna say exactly what I said. And so he walked by me, he walked by Kevin Willis, and he got to Randy Whitman, he tapped him on his butt, and he said, lace him up, it's gonna be a long night. He got 60 that night. He got 60. And it was a very close game. I think it went down to the last shot in that game, but I think he proved his point.
An unmistakable view of the Windy City and a lot of anticipation in the air. Welcome everyone to Chicago. This is Kevin Harlan along with me, Clark Kellogg. And we've got David Aldridge joining us from the sidelines as we get set to watch the Atlanta Hawks go up against the Chicago Bulls. Clark, this should be a beauty.
You know, each of these teams, Kevin, has a guy who is in the running for the league lead in scoring. I'm, of course, talking about two guys that don't need introduction, Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Going to be a lot of fun watching these guys try to one-up each other offensively.
And Clark, beyond just Jordan and Wilkins, plenty of other talented scorers on each of these teams as well.
Kevin, you make a very good point. I mean, these are two impressive high-octane lineups, which I think could result in this score really getting run up in a hurry.
This should be one to remember. And out there for Atlanta, Spud Webb at the point with Doc Rivers at the 2. At the forward positions, Dominique Wilkins and Moses Malone. John Koncak will be at center. And starting things off for the Bulls, it's John Paxson at point guard with Michael Jordan also at the guard. Then Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant at the 3 and 4. The veteran, Bill Cartwright in the middle.
Expectations are high for Jordan and Wilkins in this one. They're both exceptional scoring threats, and I know their teams are expecting each of them to be the difference makers out there as they try to get the W.
Now here's Rivers. Here's Malone. And that's collected by Grant.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that layup.
And it's Jordan with the jam.
Soaring up to the rim, Jordan makes it look so easy the way he gets off the floor. But I can tell you, that's harder than it looks.
You know, often, Clark, it's the team's respective leader who sets the tone for their whole squad.
You are correct, partner. So if Jordan or Wilkins can manage to get off to a hot start, that could spread to the other guys and get their whole team rolling early.
That's a good point. So it's the Hawks, the Bulls getting the bucket. And there's the defensive 3-second call. The number one objective, Clark, of this Bulls defense has to be limiting Dominique Wilkins' looks. They've got to contain that incredible scoring of his.
Kevin, you're all over it. Right on point. I mean, if Chicago can't disrupt his usual scoring, then they're in for a long night and some real trouble.
Now here's Malone. Shot clock at 6. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, I love how aggressive Webb is. Although he's undersized, very much so, he still finds a way to draw contact.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
And there's the pass to Jordan. And And it's Jordan slamming it down.
Boy, listen to this Chicago crowd erupting. What a jam by Michael Jordan.
And so it's Wilkins who brings up the ball for the Atlanta Hawks. It's a three-point game. You know, Clark, in some ways, this game could come down to either Jordan's or Wilkins. And who scores the most? Outperforming the other could seal the game for their team.
And, Kevin, that's exactly what we'll be keeping a close eye on. Which one is leading in the point column? Because I agree the winner of that duel very well could decide this thing.
Oh, what a duel it's going to be. Just 5 on the clock. Passes it to Malone.
Really like how active Grant is on defense. I mean, he takes a ton of pride in making things hard for his opponent.
Chicago, Atlanta. It's a special matchup. And these fans feeling a little extra electricity from Michael Jordan in this one. Now, here is Webb. Outside Wilkins. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Jordan. Partner, seems like this offense is being executed the way it was designed to.
Yes, sir. I'm sure Coach couldn't be happier with the results he's seen.
Now, here is Webb. Here's Wilkins. The Hawks again can't hit. Clark, I know the Bulls are hoping for big things this year after making it all the way to the conference finals a season ago.
You know, I think Chicago proving they can handle teams like these Hawks could be a really good sign for them as they look to become a more dominant and consistent force in this league.
Here's Webb after the made shot from Michael Jordan. Uses the glass to finish the layup. All right, Clark, Wilkins and Jordan, a couple of talented one-on-one players who are both going to be seeking mismatches in this one.
And, you know, Kevin, if you're on either of these teams, you've got to be ready to come at Jordan and Wilkins defensively. Don't let them dictate things. Low-effort defense, not going to get it done because they'll take advantage of that fully.
Oof. And here's Rivers following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
From the opening whistle, their tempo has been the tempo of the game.
The Hawks trail by 12. Pass to Rivers. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. Obviously, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Clark, both apply great defensive pressure. You know, but the Hawks have some fast hands and some nice defensive skills of their own.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. I mean, you think about Doc Rivers. If the Bulls aren't careful around Rivers, he could create a lot of havoc and force a bunch of turnovers. And in a contest between two very high-scoring teams, we know every possession counts.
Yeah, Rivers is like a coach on the floor.
He really is.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Purdue, he's checked in for Cartwright. King comes in for Grant. And B.J. Armstrong has subbed in for Paxson. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Pass to Purdue. Armstrong kicks to Jordan. Nine for 9, looking deadly accurate. Like, guys, he cannot miss.
Boy, they didn't waste any time, did they? They got going right away.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
Totally unacceptable, inexcusable, the number of points they're allowing inside.
.104 left to play in the first quarter. Smith against Armstrong. Fades back. The shot comes out, and the Bulls going the other way now. Some fresh competition, Clark, for the Bulls and Hawks in the league this year, with 2 expansion teams coming to the NBA in Orlando and Minnesota.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, these teams are focused on the game at hand. That's pretty obvious, but this is a very interesting time for the NBA. A lot of new talent and a new landscape.
A lot of growing indeed. Here's Rivers after the Bulls pick up 2. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Carr. Misses from short range. Chicago leading by 16. Here's Jordan. And the layup's good off the glass. Jordan's got 25 points.
Nice work, and they are getting it done at both ends.
The pass to Wilkins. Over Jordan. And that one released in time, but no good.
Jordan is an aggressive defender now. Excels at getting into his man and making things hard.
And so it's Chicago, holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago as the second quarter gets underway. It's been an exciting game so far between the hometown Chicago Bulls and the visiting Atlanta Hawks.
For the Bulls, they've got a new coach at the helm this season. With Phil Jackson, this is his first stint as a head coach here in the NBA.
We've got John Paxson. Grant is out there with Cartwright. Then it's Pippen. And it's Jordan in at the shooting guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Jordan's got a lot of flash to his game. A terrific guard, loves getting tricky with his ball handling and creating shots for himself.
Passes it to Wilkins. The 15-footer. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start. Jackson, of course, a former player, a former assistant under Doug Collins in Chicago. And Clark, I hear he's got some interesting ideas when it comes to on-court strategy.
Well, Kevin, you know, he's certainly got some good pieces to test those ideas out with. There's no denying that. But what I think matters most is that the guys seem to relate to him and like him. Chemistry between players and head coaches is critical.
Well, you know, you played a long time, and you know how important that connection can be.
That's a very key deal.
Clark, how do you think the Bulls have done so far in defending Dominique Wilkins?
I think they've done a solid job, quite honestly. I mean, they've taken away the easy looks for him, and they're making him work for every shot. Kevin, that's really all you want to do against a great scorer like Wilkins.
Yeah, make him work for every bucket. That's a good point. Let's go to David Aldridge, who has some inside info on the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, Kevin, when you talk to the coaching staff and you say, what's the key to success against the Hawks, they have a one-word answer. Michael. They expect big numbers from Jordan, probably exceeding his average of 35 points from last season. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, that's good stuff there, David. Sometimes, Clark, the answer is that simple, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to complicate it, especially when you're talking about Jordan, because he does make it really simple. Although he's not a one-man show, his whole team is going to have to still step up.
And they take pride in that, don't they? Helping this very special talent do what they've got to do.
Yeah, they're pros, and they get their checks twice a month, too.
Livingston's checked in for Kevin Wilkins.
Now the lineup for the Hawks.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Wilkins controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Wilkins has got 4 points in the quarter.
The Hawks and the Bulls, when you look at the measurables of teams and players, pretty standard for the league, with explosively athletic backcourts and then quite a bit of size down low, too.
So far, Michael Jordan has been getting just about, Clark, everything he wants on the offensive end.
And that's not unexpected, but, you know, that doesn't bode well for the Hawks as Wilkins has been unable to answer Jordan with shots of his own, which I think says a lot about the job the Chicago defense is doing.
I agree. And Michael Jordan, no doubt, one of the greatest dunkers of this era.
Michael Jordan, MJ. It really doesn't get much better than this.
Pass to Malone. Over Cartwright. And again, it's Atlanta. Clark, we were talking about size. Both of these teams start a 7-footer at center.
Yeah, you know, Koncak and Cartwright are very imposing at that position, Kevin. And then you get Grant and Malone are paired evenly at 6'10", so, hey, there's no way this game is not going to be physical in the paint.
Yeah, it'll be a battle for sure. Now, here is Webb.
2 minutes remaining.
Pass to Malone.
2 minutes.
And a missed layup.
Tell you what, you look at the rebounding discrepancy in this one, and it's obvious they made a concerted effort to dominate.
Down it goes!
Take that rack
What
down!
a slam!
Pretty artful dribbling display by Jordan there, and it completely baffled the defender. Well, you got to appreciate how consistent these Atlanta Hawks have been. I mean, season to season, even while going through some roster shakeups, they've been steady.
And so it's Pippen with it. He brings it up for Chicago. Stolen by Wilkins. They get a hand on it. Jordan with it. Wilkins picks him up.
Hard not to respect how tough Jordan is inside. Really good at angling his body to pick up the foul call.
Nothing wrong with the mid-range J to keep padding to the lead.
For Chicago, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Will Purdue's checked in for Cartwright. King comes in for Grant. Hodges checked in for Scottie Pippen. And Armstrong subbed in for Paxson. Kept alive. The shot by Wilkins, no good. Wilkins has gone 3 of 10 shooting so far, only 30%. It's Jordan with the drop. And he gets it to go. Jordan's got 42 in the game.
He is certainly a dominant player. Michael Jordan, when he's in the zone, unstoppable.
Jordan with the steal. And slam dunk by Jordan.
They are really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys are struggling to maintain pace.
Livingston, the pass to Tony. And it's Smith, top of the key. It's slammed in by Wilkins.
Hey, this is a signature move for Dominique, a trademark of his game, rocketing off the floor and banging that thing down.
Jordan in the corner. Jordan is doubled. And Hodges kicks to Jordan. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Wilkins. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Looking to stretch this lead out even further, going right after his shot.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's Chicago running away with this one. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So welcome back, everyone, to the 3rd quarter of this contest between the Bulls and the Hawks, where Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins have been going at it.
And as this second half gets underway, the defensive ability of the Hawks and Bulls only become more important. You got to limit your opponents down the stretch, and both of these teams have the ability to do that.
Second half underway, and here's who Mike Fratello's got on the floor. Dominique Wilkins out there with Moses Malone, and it's Rivers, and it's Koncak, and it's Webb in at the point. Oh, glad we got a chance to check out that fantastic drive one more time. And here is Webb. Here's the pass to Rivers. Here's Malone. And it's Chicago with the rebound. We were talking about this before, but Clark, some very capable defenders on both sides of the floor.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, the duo of Pippen and Jordan, so effective at wreaking havoc and forcing turnovers. And the Hawks have Doc Rivers, who can hassle ball handlers. He's physical as a backcourt defender, as well as Moses down low to eat that glass and block shots, too.
Both are fun to watch. We're going over the numbers from the first half, Clark. Jordan was able to top Wilkins in scoring in the first and second quarters combined.
A critical advantage partner that he worked really hard to get. Not all of his hoops were easy ones.
Right, you're right on that.
Atlanta ball.
90 seconds now into the second half. Paxson with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Jordan's got it.
You know, there's so much that's amazing to me about Jordan, but his endurance stands out. He consistently gets stronger, it seems, as the game goes on.
He's shooting free throws, number 4 in 5 here. And so Jordan nails both of them. Webb with it. In the corner, Wilkins with it. Back to Webb. Pass to Malone. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Grant. Bank shot. No good. It's been a one-sided affair for sure.
It is obvious and clear who the better team is. These Hawks have a trusted and capable leader steering the ship, and that's Coach Mike Fratello. He won Coach of the Year for his work with this team in the '86 season.
Webb against Paxson. Wilkins wide open, and he fires. No good again that time. Now the Bulls with it. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Let's check in with David Aldridge. David?
Thanks, Kevin. Now, coming out of the half, you think about the rivalry between Jordan and Dominique. Dominique was, of course, the league scoring champion in 1986, but Jordan took that crown the next season, and he's held it ever since. Just another area where these two great players are going head-to-head. Back to you guys.
And we're the better for it. David, thank you. I wonder if either player, Clark, is thinking about that scoring title tonight.
My guess, Kevin, is that it's perhaps somewhere lurking in their minds, maybe more front of mind for Dominique, who I think would love to snatch back that scoring title.
I mean, listen, that is a huge label of success. So I can't fold either one of them, can you?
No.
Yeah, an experienced coach who knows his team inside and out. That's Mike Fratello. Clark, do you think that gives the Hawks an advantage?
I think it could, Kevin. I mean, Coach Fratello will have an easier time seeing what his team needs out there and will know what adjustments best suit this squad.
Now the Bulls with it. They've got a 13-2 run going. Pippen, the pass to Cartwright. Outside, Jordan.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Hit by Cartwright.
2 minutes.
From the baseline. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Their offense has really stood out. They're piling up the points and torching this defense.
As we get deeper into this game, Clark, it has been all Jordan offensively, as we can see, leaving Dominique well behind him.
You know, I didn't think it would be this one-sided. I mean, Jordan has just been operating at a totally different level, and Dominique has not managed to match that intensity or production.
You're so right.
When you think about Michael Jordan, you think about scoring, putting the ball in the basket. But he does a lot of other stuff out there as well, like moving the ball effectively.
Wilkins in the post, guarded by Jordan. 1:10 left here in the third quarter. Hodges the pass to Armstrong. Jordan is doubled. Here is Hodges. Jordan deciding where to go with it. And that one drops for him.
Coming out of halftime, they're on an absolute tear.
Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian.
Here's Wilkins. The rebound by Cartwright. Cartwright's got 4 rebounds in this game. Wilkins against Jordan. Over Wilkins. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
They can't miss on an absolute tear.
Here's Wilkins. 10 points for him. Pass to Willis. Shoots over King. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Willis, a towering presence. This guy is tall and well put together. A 7-footer who's able to go at the defense inside and draw the foul.
Up in time. The shot that time, not on target. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Bulls ending the third. Welcome back, everyone. We get into the fourth quarter of this thrilling game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. And this crowd is feeling it. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks.
As this game wears on, you have to be so conscious of Michael Jordan. I mean, he's got something of a reputation for being a closer, and that's an understatement. He finds a way to push himself beyond his limits to come up with clutch points when his team needs it most.
So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Hodges is out there with Armstrong. Then there's Purdue. Then it's Neely, and it's Jordan in at the 3 spot. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. Michael Jordan rising up. And slam dunk by Jordan. And the Hawks with possession. Knowing that Michael Jordan likes to explode down the home stretch offensively, Clark, think the Hawks might increase the defensive pressure on them.
You know, it wouldn't shock me, Kevin, if they did just that. Just make sure somehow, some way, you don't allow him to put together a run. Really smooth shot that time from MJ beyond the arc. Hawks can't afford to let him get it going from the three-point line.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Clark, as we come toward the end of this game, winding our way toward the finish line, the Bulls are doing all they can to limit Dominique Wilkins' production.
And it's working. They're making a strong effort to keep Wilkins from getting a lot of shot attempts. A vocal presence both on the floor and in the locker room. Willis is somebody his teammates really respects. Three-pointers clearly the difference for them here in the second half.
Smith outside, out to the wing. Willis the pass to Tony. Back to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Carr with a screen on Hodges from 12 feet out. Here's Tony. Tries again, and it's good on the layup.
Boy, T-Rex they call him. Kevin Willis devouring those second chance points.
Jordan down low. Willis on him, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul. This goes against Atlanta. Concac's checked in for the Hawks. And both free throws good for Jordan.
You know, something I like about both of these teams, the Bulls and the Hawks, is the experience they have, the range of experience. I mean, you've got younger guys like John Concac and Horace Grant, and then you've got the seasoned veterans like Moses and Bill Cartwright. It's a really good balance.
Smith against Hodges. Smith, no luck. Looking to keep it rolling.
Stay on the attack and keep playing the right way.
Here's Livingston. He's guarded by Hodges.
Craig Hodges. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Now Tony. Back to Smith. Pass to Carr. Just 4 to shoot. Carr with a screen on Hodges. Pulls from the top of the key. Smith, no good.
Clark, I've always wondered how valuable you think it is for younger players to get a chance to play alongside more experienced players.
Kevin, I think it's crucial and absolutely vital. Older guys have a way of being able to teach a young star so much about patience and which battle. Hey now! Hey now! Yeah! Nicely done by Armstrong there. Recognized the overcommitment from the defense. Got his teammate a nice opportunity.
Tony the pass to Concac. Buries it down low.
Boy, he could have taken it himself, but he went from good, better to best in getting the shot for his teammate.
And here's Jordan outside. It's good from long range.
How about the damage they've done from deep? Sniping away with great confidence.
Remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Smith the pass to Concac. Armstrong against Tony. Now the pass to Livingston to the inside. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Kings checked in for Hodges. Willis, he checked in for the Hawks.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Chicago. They're on a 15-6 run. 1:37 left in the game. And here's Jordan outside. Good on the three-point shot.
Jordan really confident rising up from deep. When he's in rhythm, he sinks these outside jumpers.
Tony the pass to Willis. And it's Willis finishing it off.
Doing all he can so far, but they still find themselves trailing.
And here's Jordan outside. Drains the three-pointer.
You are asking for trouble if you're going to allow that kind of shooter that kind of a good look. You can't let that happen.
Smith kicks to Willis. From 17 feet out, again the Hawks score.
So consistent with the jump shot. Smith with a compact, repeatable textbook motion.
And here's Jordan outside. And it's the Hawks ball. Here's Livingston. And it's Willis finishing it off.
Keeping the play alive with his effort and activity, and he can do that.
And he can do that all day. The shot. Again, Chicago.
Boy, you take a look at that jump shot of Jordan's, effortless and impeccable in its mechanics.
Here's Smith. The rebound by Jordan. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for Chicago. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Shoots the three. Offensive rebound. Purdue the pass to Armstrong. And three from Jordan. That shot is off. Now here is Smith. And the Chicago Bulls, Clark, managed to pull out the win here tonight with Michael Jordan delivering a terrific performance to overcome Wilkins and these Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Kevin, able to beat Dominique's offensive talents once again. Always special, though, to watch these two go at it head-to-head. MJ got the better of Dominique this time.
He did tonight. But looking beyond just the two stars, Clark, as you like to say, this was a team win.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, Jordan cleared and made the way, but the rest of the Bulls did a terrific job keeping up with them and putting a lot of pressure on this Hawks squad. Well done by the Bulls.
This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.